Yeah, the fact that she said that the first tribal was great.
Yes.
But then to immediately go back in the same, essentially the same tribal and go back on that,
Yeah.
I
got a little
couldn't be
unlucky.
trusted.
She got unlucky.
As for the tribal, very sweet. It went perfectly. I don't know how that happened.
Again, she kept everything brutally honest, and I think she stayed true to that.
Bridget's alliance to me on the tribal before, I think was a great move.
I'm with you next time.
If we were to just leave and come back, that would have been great.
I think that's a really commendable thing that she was able to continue to do exactly what she'd been doing the whole time, and she put herself out there and it was unlucky.
Yeah, but then go back on that word in front of all your contestant mates, it's a bad look, and I attacked her character because of that. I don't have any hard feelings toward her.
You're just,
I was mad at the time.
yeah.
Oh,
That was,
I don't actually find anything wrong with that, but in front of my team members, that's the thing I had to do. Get them worried about her flipping the switch just like that, and that's what I did. I kind of thick, and that seems like a immoral play. So no hard feelings to Bridget. I actually respect the play, but as you know, I am a fellow plotter and stealer and liar in this game.
I wanted to get up and put you, but I didn't want to be the first person to do it, and then them think Claire and Ryan are together.
Yeah.
I don't think the girls realize how close I am to Tom, Brendan, and Ryan.
Yeah, I think you're playing your game. You're doing a great job of just laying low.
Right now, I don't want to get line with the guys. And I did that on purpose. I don't want them to realize that I'm close with them. But yeah, like Dom said, my name has not been really brought up. I think it probably will now, since there's literally 6 of us left.
I feel like Bridget was trying to play that game and then she just swapped.
I mean, honestly, until that point, until Bridget said that, I was going to vote Sydney.
Really?
And I think overall this game has been very challenge-centered as to who to vote out, and not necessarily as social-centered. They're not thinking about who has relationships with other people on the team, who can then use that to not be voted for. So if I can keep doing what I'm doing, I think I can get to final 3. But now we've also got to start thinking about threats for.
What do you think about Juliana? I've heard a lot about her being a huge mastermind. That's what Bridget and Taylor were saying.
Yeah.
What do you think about Juliana? My biggest competitor is Juliana. Maybe 2 tribals ago, everyone was saying Juliana was the mastermind behind everything. I think a lot of people think she's the puppet master. She's making all the big plays. See, I don't know. At this point, we got to start looking forward to who biggest threats are for the final 3.
Yeah. That one was tense, and I have no beef with Bridget. She's a really cool person. I was originally kind of thinking oh wow, this would be the time to get Ryan out, but you didn't really know. And then when Bridget really brought that forward, it was okay, this might be it. And I think she knew it too.
Who do you think the most serious threat is?
It's not me. I can't believe how much you've been able to keep going when it's
Yeah, it's been pretty insane.
If it was me, I would have played my idol the minute I felt like I was being targeted. So I think that's the idol. I still have it. A few people know. Actually, most people know right now. I think everyone knows. Tom's gotten immunity a lot too.
Yeah, I think that was pretty powerful.
Juliana and Tom, we are really close together.
Dude, I also don't talk to people about the fact that we want to stick together.
Yeah.
Don't. I believe Brendan, but also I have my former alliances with Sydney.
Tom?
I want the final 3 to be us 3.
I like that.
I want the final 3 to be us 3.
That on me. I could do it.
Hopefully my ties with Brendan and Sydney continue, and that's the goal. Keep the alliance.
Yeah, I feel that. You're starting to scare me with your immunity wins, but I still trust you more than anybody.
First of all, let me explain my wins. The first one was luck. Winning 3 immunities in a row. It did give me peace of mind. I felt like I could be more open with people when I had the immunity with me. The only one that was outright skill was the ball on top of the cup.
Oh wait, yeah, you have 3 immunity wins.
Yeah.
I miscounted.
Yeah, no. And then the second one, I can tell you, Ryan was a big part of that one.
Yeah.
So when you don't have immunity, it's pretty easy to start trying to throw shade on someone else. I can tell you, I got really lucky 3 times in a row. It just happened.
Yeah.
that way. Going into tribal immediately after a challenge and just going for it, everybody was unsure about whether to vote Bridget or Ryan, and I think the fact that there was like a unanimous decision last time, that is going to make it probably tougher on the next vote.
Well,
I like this too. I mean, I would prefer to be the only girl in the top 3.
well, so if we're gonna do that, we do have the immunity pact.
Ryan has aired that out to so many people.
I'm sure everyone knows that.
Yeah.
He hasn't told me.
So did you just find out, or did Brendan
I
already
just
tell you?
found out.
Oh.
I just found out. I know that Brendan has an idol, but I don't know who else knows that. I think Ryan wants to have like an alliance with me, and I don't want that. I could vote Ryan out next time.
I think that's a definite
And
no.
if we,
I think that's a definite no.
and if,
Yeah.
and if they're like going either me or you, we can give the immunity out. We'll take the immunity
Okay.
out. That one.
Wow.
That would be
All I
nice.
know is there's 6 left, and if 3 vote for Ryan, all we need is 1 more.
I think I could definitely beat Brendan in the final 3. Tom has become a massive threat with his immunity wins. He's also a strategic player, and he's pretty trustful. Like, if everybody's thinking clearly, they should not want him around any longer.
Oh no, they should.
But I
Yeah.
think this is, I could do this.
Yeah, I would be down.
Change it up a little bit. You know?
Yeah. I think I can get there by reinforcing that Ryan is a huge threat to us. Juliana would become a vote for Ryan. I don't think that anybody would want to vote with him. And I am kind of feeling like working with Juliana again, even though I see her as a threat.
And it seems like you don't have really ties with either of the girls.
I do like working with Juliana
You're
a
just-
lot,
you're
but
good,
I've like
yeah.
crossed her as well. So I mean, there's not like a tight alliance there. So I think Juliana would still be willing to work with me. Honesty is really important to her, and I think the fact we've also built a good connection. I just wanted to talk to you. I mean, obviously you know that I was like
Yeah.
leading that
I know that's why we
charge.
stopped talking as much. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm very worried about Sydney and Tom. I'd like to keep working with Sydney until I absolutely have to vote her out, but I am also a little wary that she's getting pretty dangerous as well. Well, I think what you just said at Tribal is your move. That is yours to talk about. I had told Bridget, like, I think I have a lot of bridges that I burned with people on the jury. So I don't know how that's going to really impact me. I really wanted to make sure that I stayed in the game over Taylor. So what I told Bridget was, instead of us pitting ourselves against each other, we're both strong and strategic players. We should work together and maybe make it to the end together. But then when she said she was going to vote against Ryan, that was the one thing that I was hoping she wasn't going to out herself on. But then when we went right into Tribal and you said that, I was like,
In that tribal, Ryan and I made eye contact and like nodded towards Juliana, but then Bridget made that comment, and I mean, that was a strategic move to put out there in front of the jury. She's done it 2 tribals in a row now. I don't think it's a question of if she would have backstabbed us. I think she would have told us that she was going to vote for us, but nevertheless, the vote could come for any of us at a future point from her. So you were like gonna like side with her, but then like
yeah.
no.
But then when she threw out Ryan, I was like,
I know all of a sudden
I don't
it's like
know.
less of a. I mean,
he's still a major threat. Ryan's been my #1 alliance since we kind of had a conversation about how no one really suspects it and we should stick it out. Like, for
I
some
totally
reason
agree,
that felt
yeah.
like a very like clearing, freeing tribal.
I agree.
And now I feel like it's anybody's game again.
Right.
The other reason to keep Ryan around for me is if Ryan's not here, I'm the next most dangerous player, I think, based on other people's conversations. At least the next most dangerous female player. I was just saying that, like, now that there's 6, I feel like my thoughts are refreshed.
Yeah, let's forget about everything before this.
New
I'm
tribe.
sure. Yeah, it's like a tribe swap. almost.
It's like a
This
tribe
is it.
swap.
Juliana understands very well. It's just a game, and at some point we are going to come for each other. We're all like pitted against each other.
No, I get it.
I think she'd be willing to work together. We'll see. I don't think she's as much of my target anymore. And everybody's made it to the final 6, so everybody
Impressive work
obviously
by everybody.
has
Seriously.
something, some way that they got here.
I do have a hunch that if I make it past this round, I'll be in a good spot. So if I can get individual immunity here, I'm guessing I'll make it to top 3. Whatever I have to do, I think I can do it.
So,
nice.
does
I told
anybody
Sydney
here
and
watch
Bill.
Survivor avidly?
No, only my
No.
girlfriend does.
Yeah.
If I'm bored.
Yeah.
I did not think I'd make it to Final 6, but here I am. I stopped teaching this past year, and I'm about to start medical school, and it just feels really good to, like, be outside my comfort zone, sleep outside.
All right. Cincinnati. Dearborn. Detroit. Wow.
That's crazy.
I've been more assertive, more strategic, and more willing to put my opinions out there than I thought I would be. So I've definitely surprised myself in a positive way. I'm feeling confident about my One Alliance, and I think between he and I, we can make moves to get each other to the end.
We're ready. We're on top of it. We're just waiting.
We're ready.
You ready? I'm rolling.
Good? Yeah, quiet. All right. Come on in. Final 6. Congratulations. Tom, I will take it back. Thank you. Immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, we're going to be doing a little story time, a little history on Survivor Dearborn. So I hope you guys did your research before coming. Basically, how this is going to go, I'm going to read you a story, the history of Survivor Dearborn, highlighting some highs, some lows from seasons 1 through 4. And then you guys are going to line up here and run out to one of the 7 stations that we have around the property. At each station is going to be a question, a trivia question based on that story. You are going to pick up what you think is going to be the right answer, a package, and run it back. When you get back to this station, you will unwrap the package. If your token is black, you can put it into your slot. If your token is red, you have to go back to either a new station or your old station to find the right answer. However, there are only 3 correct tokens and 3 incorrect tokens at each station. You can do an entire obstacle, get to the other side, and there's no tokens for you. First person to get 3 correct answers, 3 red tokens in their slot, wins immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 5. And I know I haven't really been saying this all season, and I know you guys are playing for the experience, but I might as well drop it right now. You're not just playing for the title, but $150. Does that sound okay? Alright, well, I hope that's worth it. Let's get to it. Alright, so here's a little history on Survivor Dearborn. The year was 2016 when we filmed our first season of Survivor Dearborn. It was a 2-day venture that pitted 18 everyday Americans against each other. The season started off slow, with 4 people in a row volunteering to go home. But by day 2, they came to play with iconic moments. Anthony Rayona played the first successful idol, sending Brendan home as the first jury member. Alyssa Witzlaben unsuccessfully participated in the first rock draw of the season, but left us with the iconic line, "That's effing beige." And who could forget when Noah Welker chose his Green Tribe over his #1 ally all game, sending Matt Orshak home at Final 4, where Noah eventually won with 5 votes from the jury. In 2017, we filmed 2 seasons back to back, the first being Season 2, Blood vs. Water. This paired 3 sibling pairs together to navigate the game. The Rich brothers fared the worst, with Henry being voted out first and Charlie being the first member of the jury, while the Iquinello sisters made it all the way to the final 2, with Elena winning with 7 votes and Lily getting 2. After that, we brought back 11 returning players to face off against 9 newbies for Season 3, Fans vs. Favorites. There were 6 people from Season 1 and 5 people from Season 2. This was the only season to have 2 merges, with the largest tribal council of 16 people where Mikey was voted out. After that, a fan bloodbath ensued until Cam was left to claim the title of Season 3 Sole Survivor. For Survivor Dearborn's finale season, 12 heroes and 12 villains returned for their final shot at the title. 16 players were playing for their second time, and 8 returned for their third. This season had intense moments as well, with Cam planting a fake advantage into Charlie's bag, Sean drawing the Black Rock not once, but twice, Anthony's double idol play to send Alex home, and of course Brendan losing and fire making to Stephanie. Ultimately, Delano came out on top with 5 individual immunity wins throughout the season and beat Ashley and Stephanie in a 6-2 vote. This is their history. Now that 6 of you remain, it's your time to finish strong and make your mark in the game to join the legends before you. So that's your story. Let's get to it. Alright, playing for a spot in the final 5. Survivors ready. Go! Ryan taking on the cargo net. Sydney at the hurdles, Brendan at the ladder. Claire going to the tires. Tom taking on the rope swing. He has a big jump. He's over.
Okay.
How many players were in the first season Survivor Europe? 18.
Juliana on the balance beam. For Ryan with his first. Ryan got a wrong answer. He's going back through the cargo net. Sydney going. Sydney gets her first. Claire gets her first. Ryan making quick work of that cargo net. Tom finally back. Ryan gets his first. Brendan, everybody almost has their first. We are looking for 3 correct answers. Brendan gets his wrong answer. Sydney going through the tires. Ryan hurdling those. Tom going through the cargo net. Brendan has to restart.
Not that.
Ryan has 2. Juliana with 2. Claire has her second. Sydney coming back. Tom over the hurdles. Juliana wins individual immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 5. All right, Juliana, come get it. Good job. No one can vote for you today. You have a guaranteed spot in the final 5. Looking line. As for the rest of you, one of you will be joining the jury. So work hard. It was a great challenge, but one of you, your adventure is coming to a close. Head back to camp. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Mom. I was really excited for that challenge. I feel like I hear the crew talk about Survivor Dearborn enough to be prepared for something like that.
Good job. Good job.
This is so fun to win the immunity necklace, and I think I'm the only girl that has so far, so I'm proud of myself for that. So I'm feeling really good, but it would make my life easier if Ryan had won it.
I realized after I picked Mikey as that first jury member, not first person out, but oh well. Does anyone want to go get water?
I need it, but maybe everybody does.
Yeah, I need it.
I'll go.
Yeah. This vote is tough for me. Ryan's a really strong competitor. Everyone's been running him out, and I don't think I can change anyone's opinions.
Congratulations. Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
No, seriously.
Thanks.
Awesome.
I almost would rather not be wearing this necklace. I'm not going to give it to him, but in terms of working with him, he's the #1 person I'm really just trying not to go back on my word on. So, well,
I want to keep what we talked about like 5 tribals ago.
I'm game.
Brendan seemed to have made an alliance with me and Tom. I'll be curious to hear what he says because I would need to pull 2 people in, me, Ryan, and 2 other people to have majority.
I still have the idol. Yeah.
I think next tribal's the last one we can play that.
Okay, so this one coming in, I should just play it?
No, I think when 5 remain.
Juliana and Tom, if that would be like my core group. Can I read it? Because I'm like ridiculously dumb right now.
I don't think that Tom and Brendan are going to vote against each other, and that's definitely challenging. So I'm not really sure what to expect at this point. What do you guys feel?
Well, I mean,
I stick with you guys. And as far as
I guess Ryan.
I really
want Ryan to go.
Ryan's just been so. I know I shouldn't have told him I had an idol because the minute he just spread it everywhere.
He did. Yes,
Yeah.
he did. I don't think I can change anyone's opinions. That sucks because we dedicated to each other like the final 3. We would take each other.
So Dawn has immunity,
Yeah,
which I mean doesn't affect that much. I don't know who she would be wanting to go for.
Juliana.
Yeah.
I don't know what her relationship with Sydney is.
Going with Ryan to final 3 is an absolute washout for the rest of us, I feel like, at this point.
I mean, obviously, it's probably going to be me, but I don't know. I think Tom's the biggest threat.
Okay. Ryan just brought up Tom's name to me, which is spicy deets.
Because I think everyone's natural pick would be me,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
Whoever-
because you
whoever-
don't have immunity, like, I guess, yeah, people are
Right.
definitely gonna do that. Ryan sees Tom as a threat for immunity, which I get. I also trust Tom. I mean, I wouldn't want to vote you because I know, like, that we work together and, like, I know that
yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have to choose between Tom and Ryan. I'm never in front of anything. That's my goal, is to be kind of behind the scenes, but it's really hard to prove to a jury unless we can prove that we were like behind everything.
I hope, I bet you right now Ryan's looking for an immunity.
I think so too.
Yeah, so needed to win that one, but it's not looking good. I think everyone wants me out. Juliana. I have what I think to be a decent alliance. She's given me good information, and I've given her good information.
I mean, we could go a different route.
What was it? Tom was saying like if we don't do them now though.
There's 2 people if we don't do it now that have good. Because Tom's also one. I've already told Ryan that I would take it to the end, and I think the other person we need to take to the end with us is Claire.
By having both Tom and Ryan still here, they both want immunity a lot.
I think the odds of one of the 2 of them winning again are high, is the
I
only
agree.
reason why I hesitate
agree.
with
No,
it.
I agree.
So I need to have a conversation with Ryan, tell him that we need to pull in Claire on whatever next vote we do.
I want to talk to.
I didn't know if you guys were. I just wanted to get away from them, but
They're
Were you
saying
guys
me.
talking
Yeah.
about Ryan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Juliana saying that too.
Yeah, getting Ryan out of the game in general, that would change the game more.
You guys want to make a play? Anyone you want to get out here?
I'd do Claire.
Would you?
I feel as sharp as day one. It's coming down to the end, and I'm gonna vote Ryan. But, can we go down here?
I mean, yeah, I don't care about getting Claire out.
The only thing that can. Or we could just vote Juliana.
No, Juliana's safe.
I know.
So the only thing that could screw this up is if someone has an immunity idol and that we don't know about. And I'm worried because Ryan's been looking around a bunch and I haven't really been looking because I've just been doing too much canoodling. So
Okay. All right.
I'm happy that Juliana won. I didn't want to get her out in this tribal.
voting Ryan.
I'm really just happy that it's out of Ryan and Tom's hands. They're both pretty big threats at this point, so I'm happy with how it went. So I talked to Ryan and Tom, and Ryan asked Tom, he was like, are they saying me? And Tom was like, yeah, like obviously. And then Ryan was like, okay, do you guys want to make a move? And Tom was like, on who? And he said, Claire. And I was like, I don't really see the value in doing that. It's getting to the point for me where I feel like everybody's a serious threat. I'm good for Ryan. I mean, I think it's obvious, and Tom's still on page, so
Okay.
I think it's good.
I didn't realize it for a while, but keeping Ryan around was the best decision that I could have made for my game. I don't know how far I can go with him in this game anymore because, you know, everyone else on the tribe kind of wants him gone. And for my game, I might have to go with the majority on this one.
So you're saying Ryan? Yeah. With Tom and
Tom's good. Yeah, Tom's good. Tom's definitely good on Ryan. Tom scares me as well, but not nearly as much as Ryan.
Okay. I'll go.
Yeah, I feel bad. It's just like such a quick, kind of easy vote, I feel like.
It is. Yeah. It really is.
I feel like it's cowardly to just vote Ryan out right now. He doesn't even have like really a chance to protect himself, and he's worked so hard to get to where he is. I mean, yeah, everybody's definitely voting you.
Yeah.
I don't like it's to my advantage to vote you or Tom as well.
Right.
I don't think people are gonna go for that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just gonna vote you. I don't know.
No, I know. I think everyone's going to vote me.
So at this point, I think it's just most fun to make it exciting. I don't really care about like winning at this point. Like obviously I want to win, but I feel like there's a lot of people who can beat me. I feel like you'll beat me in top 3. So to me, it doesn't matter who's in top 3. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Legit.
So I think it's way more fun.
All right.
And I'm gonna win.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because I don't want to personally you're way into the top 3.
Okay.
I'm on the fence. I think a lot of people are gonna vote for Ryan. I'm voting for Ryan, or I might vote for Claire. I think if Ryan gets the top 3, he wins.
See, I don't know about it. On the surface level, makes sense to get Ryan out. He's dominant, he's won a lot, he is a good leader, and so it makes sense to get him out, and it's also what we've been trying to do the whole time.
And that's the reason why I want him out now. I'd rather somebody like Claire, like an underdog, like get into the top 3 and have a chance for it. Yeah, I mean.
But at the same time, like that's not fun, and I almost feel like that's not what Survivor is about. I'm gonna vote for you because I just hate to see Ryan go like this. Like
I know.
I just know he's like killed it this whole time, and like I really think he deserves a spot in the top 3 or another chance to get there. I like people to get out with a fighting chance. Claire, I think, has just kind of flown by. She's done a great job playing her strategy, but I don't think that that's the strategy that most people vote for when they're voting for the winner. If you vote for me, no sweat. I mean, it's down to such little numbers.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, obviously I can't convince you to vote for yourself. So
Okay. I mean, thank you for telling me where your head was at. I appreciate that. For Sydney, she wants to take Brian to the final 3 for some reason. Don't really know why she would do that. I don't think I would do that. Okay, so Sydney's voting for me. That's what she said.
And Ryan's probably voting for you too.
Brian's voting for me too. Yeah, so I need to go do some talking, see if I can do some convincing so that I can stay a little bit longer. Ryan said he would vote for me. I don't know if it's actually true or not. Ryan literally kept an immunity idol. Had such a good strategy with that. He kept it multiple times and then finally used it and didn't go home. I don't really know what's going on in Ryan's brain.
He thinks he's out.
He's pretty scrambling.
Because he's trying to get my idol.
If we were to vote for Ryan, I think it might just be me and Tom.
it's too boring. I don't want to vote for you. It's too boring, and I feel like it doesn't make it fun. Like, what's the fun in that? And like, you earned it. So Ryan just came up to me with the proposal of voting out Tom. Tom is like corralling me and Brian Esper to be in his top 3.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that. Like, nobody wants to be told like, oh, I want you in my top 3, because that means you think you can beat.
Yeah.
You know? And like, that still accomplishes my goal. My goal was just to make it something not straight obvious.
What do you think? This week?
You were Claire.
Tom has become just as big of a threat as Ryan, potentially even more so because he flies slightly more under the radar. Tom has won 3 immunity idols. Tom has no enemies on the jury. Tom has not made anybody mad. He's not betrayed anybody. On the other hand, Ryan has betrayed a lot of people. He's made people mad. Addison's against him. Jen's against him. I think Bridget is against Ryan. So I would almost rather be sitting next to Ryan at the end than Tom at this point.
What are we still thinking?
So Sydney was saying she didn't want to leave me to go, so she was going to want to vote for Tom. And I don't know if that's true or not, or if that's what she's just saying to me. Tom's performance in the physical challenges isn't much of an impressive feat to our team. One of Tom's individual immunities was the same individual immunity as mine. Juliana's the one that the team is most worried about after myself.
I don't know the way out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to write down your name, but, and I was talking, Claire seems like the only one that I could convince to not vote you, but that would only be 3 votes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would force a tie. Ryan has not approached me with another plan. That's the last person I need to talk to. I've spoken to everybody else, so I'll be curious to hear what he says. Like, I think Claire could be swayed.
And she would want to go for Tom.
She mentioned
she wants to go with Sydney.
Yeah, more so than Tom. I just think
Tom's-
you and Tom both
it's
have 3
gotta be Tom.
wins.
Yeah.
I'm so relieved I have immunity, but if Ryan leaves, then I probably am the next target if I can't win immunity. If you go out, my game gets. If I go out, your game gets.
Yeah, I know.
That's where we're at this point. If we went to Final 5 and Ryan was still around and there was an opportunity to vote Ryan out one more time, they would try to take it, and that would mean that I would be safe,
Could you get Claire to go Tom?
potentially.
Because I think I could get Sydney to go Tom.
I'm gonna talk.
Yeah.
Well, then Sydney just said she's going for me.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because she doesn't want to see Ryan go out like this.
Oh. Okay. Do you think Sydney would be able to vote for Tom? Ryan would vote Tom, and then that's 3. Okay, new to me is that Sydney said she was gonna vote Claire.
Yep.
Oh.
But.
Okay.
So no.
Okay. I think it's just going to be me. Sounds like it.
I don't know. Definitely your name is coming.
Yeah.
Sydney, do you want to talk? I don't know how I'm feeling going into this tribal. The person that we really want to pull in is Sydney, just because I've always worked really well with her, and I think Ryan and Sydney have gotten closer. So Ryan said to you
To do Tom. I just like, well, all of a sudden I was like, I don't know, it just seems kind of like, not cowardly is the wrong word, but like it's too obvious to vote Ryan out right now. And like as much as he's such a threat to us, I don't know, part of me just doesn't want to see that go. I know it's crazy.
I really, no, it is. I was just telling, I don't want to see Ryan go that way. I think it would be hysterical if you, me, and Ryan were the final 3.
I think it was so good. Juliana came up and said that it would be pretty funny if it was her, Ryan, and I in the end, just because we all date Survivor Dearborn alum. We have to blindside Tom, and it has to be executed well in order for it to work.
So I heard my name and your name come up.
My name?
Yep.
Really? By who?
By Claire.
Well, I told Claire I was gonna vote for her, so
Oh, really?
yeah. It's
And
like,
you're 100% locked on that?
yeah, because I mean what I said, like I don't want
And
to vote Ryan
is
out.
Ryan voting Claire? with you?
Yeah, Ryan's good on Claire.
Then I'm gonna vote Claire.
Okay, yeah. The last person to convince is Claire. I think she'll be on board. It's kind of like an equal thing for her. A strong male is getting out, so I don't see why she wouldn't be on board.
I have been working with Ryan for the most part.
Okay.
And yeah, so
I don't know what to do. Basically, I'm just gonna play it. Whoever tells me a name that's not me, I'm just gonna have to write it down.
Sydney said she's going to vote Tom, and I'm pretty sure she thought, and we both thought that it would be hilarious if we were final 3. So
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to keep looking for an idol. Thank you.
my only concern for this tribal is what's going to happen with Brendan.
Interesting. I told Ryan about my idol. We have an alliance, but I definitely want to form a better alliance.
Hey, Ryan. Brendan.
How you feeling?
I think it's going to be me. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, you got the idol that you have to use this time.
I think so. I'm going to ask Dom if he's specific.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to make a move and somebody else give it to me and vote whoever you want out. And maybe go for the jury, but it's up to you. I gave Brendan opportunity to play his idol on me since he has to use it this turn and maybe make a big move that could help him for the jury. but it's not looking good. Yeah, I'll give you that opportunity,
Okay.
and you can think about it.
Yeah, let me
You tell
think about it.
Okay.
He's like,
He wants you to give him.
yeah.
That would be the dumbest thing you could do. I'm telling you.
I feel like I haven't really strayed any crazy, burned any bridges, done any of that stuff. I'm just happy to be here at this point. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
If we can shake things up by saving Ryan and getting rid of Tom, and I potentially get rid of a bigger threat to myself, Tom, I think it makes perfect sense.
Ryan is the only person that can beat me in the final 3, so I definitely have a better shot against anyone else that's left over on our tribe. But I made a promise to Ryan to take him to final tribal, and I broke a promise with Bridget earlier, and I don't want to have to break more than one promise in this game.
All right, we'll bring in the members of our jury. Liam, Jen, Spencer, Addison, Kyle, Taylor, and Bridget voted out at the last tribal council. Okay. Juliana, congratulations, winning that final 6 individual immunity challenge with Survivor Dearborn Trivia with a twist. For this round, you are guaranteed a spot in the final 5. That is huge. That is one step closer to that final 3 spot that you want to pitch your case in front of the jury. What is happening for this round for you?
I feel like I'm sitting pretty. It's really hard to tell though. It's really hard at this point in the game to think about what's best for me. I just think that at this point I need to play things safe.
Okay. Well, Claire, Juliana is saying that she feels that she doesn't really need to make a move, that she doesn't need a big move. Are you looking at this stage in the game to play that end game as strong as possible?
I mean, yeah, I would like to. I mean, I'm looking to kind of build my resume of sorts. With only 6 people left, it makes it difficult to kind of parse out who's actually talking with who. You know, you are going to see everyone talking with everyone, so it makes those big moves a little difficult.
Okay. Sydney, last tribal council, you kind of got the ball rolling to get... All right. Claire has pulled Tom and Brendan. Sydney, I can keep my question going if you want.
Sure.
Yeah? So yeah, you kind of got the ball rolling to get Bridget out. Would you argue that that is a big move that you have made, especially with the jury watching at that time?
I think it was a big move in a good way for me. I think it was like one of those things that's kind of like something bold that I did, maybe stepped out there a bit, and I know some other people were aligned with it, and I think everybody can probably recognize the play that Bridget had put out there by making that so local.
Okay, well, we see some movement. Thanks for joining us again, Tom. What was that about?
Well, Claire brought us aside and she said if us 3 vote for Ryan and the other 3 vote for her, then it'll go to a second vote.
And so is that kind of like leading to a rock draw? Is that what you're insinuating?
That, I mean, it's a possibility.
Okay. Brendan, you were also pulled back there. How are you feeling with that news?
I think Claire's nervous about hearing her name around these last couple of minutes, and I don't blame her, because I thought we had kind of a consensus on Ryan, but it seems to change a little bit.
I think it's kind of a shame to vote Ryan out at this point. I don't know, I just think it's not fun. I think that Ryan's killed it this whole game, and I think that it's going to be more fun to have him continue going rather than just to kind of all have this unified vote against him.
Good news, Ryan?
everything's good news for right now. I thought I was going home for sure.
So Claire is saying potential split according to Tom and Brendan. If it were a split and if it were a tie again, they would be going to rocks. But that would make you and possibly Claire safe. Are you putting that into perspective with everything?
No, I didn't consider that, but that's a pretty lucrative vote right there.
I don't think a tie at this point makes sense because if you are not in that tie vote and it goes to a vote 2 times, then you are in 1 in 4 chance of going home. So if you want to take that gamble, go for it, but if you don't, like, definitely keep that in mind.
So that's coming from you.
Right.
You're not going home either way.
Right.
Who was that to? You're kind of like
I'm just
angled
saying,
over
I'm
to
putting
Tom,
that out there
Brendan, and
that
Sydney.
if you guys have thought, like, if that's something that's been thought about, think about how badly you want to stay. Think about if you go home, do you want to be voted out or do you want to go home by chance? And like, I'm just saying that, I'm just putting that out there because I want to make sure that's like that's in everybody's heads.
So, are the only names on the table right now Ryan and Claire? Are those the only ones that have been heard by the group? Ryan, you're nodding your head.
I'm in the dark.
Do you have any final plea before we go to vote?
I'd like Brendan to play his idol on me.
Brendan.
Would you do it, Brendan?
Why not? Why not? Oh my god.
Thank you.
Remember that.
Brendan. That was a move.
Spicing things up.
Spicing things up.
Yeah.
What is the thought process behind that?
I like Ryan, and I think, I don't know, I feel like most of this game has been just like, oh, we're going with this guy. So I just kind of was like, I don't know, I just wanted to be like completely craziness going down.
Okay. Tom, big reaction from you. Sounds
I love it. We've been waiting for some
We need some juice.
Yeah, it's final 6. It's a little about time for that to start kicking into high gear. Ryan, you are now holding what seems to be an idol. Claire, if you're splitting the votes between you and Ryan, what is going through your head?
Not looking too hot for me there, Dom.
Does this change anybody's game? Before we go to vote, does anybody want to get a little last minute canoodle session?
I think we're good to vote.
All right, Ryan.
Well, it's easy for you to say.
That's coming from one. Do we have a consensus? Everybody good to vote?
Actually, I do want to talk to Brendan. Can I talk to him separately?
Go for it.
Well, everybody else is talking.
We got a live tribal.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, everybody is back in their seats. Claire, take us away.
Sounds
You're up.
good. All right.
We've done it.
This is insane. Madness. Dang.
I'm gonna try to get about 8.
I don't
I just woke up about 3.
Holy crap. Do you guys know what just went on? Oh man. Brendan just gave up his idol to Ryan. So Ryan's safe now. However, I don't think Claire is. So I don't know how to spell Claire. Hopefully that's how you spell it. Spicy.
All right, let's tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Claire. Claire. 2 votes Claire. Tom. Tom. That's 2 votes Tom, 2 votes Claire. Tom. 3 votes Tom. 15th person voted out of Survivor Grand Rapids Fresh Meat and the 8th member of our jury. Tom. That's enough. Tom, the tribe has spoken.
Yes, they have.
You can head out. Good job. All right, final 5. This is huge. You are so close to the end, yet so far. You guys should head back to camp, get as much rest as you can before the next challenge because we have a notorious final 5 challenge ahead of you. See you soon.
What do I talk about right now? I mean, I knew after Brendan gave his idol out, I knew for a fact that I was on the chopping block, but I didn't think it was going to end up like that. I thought it was going to be Claire 3 votes, me 3 votes. Either Sydney or Brendan didn't vote for Claire, so that's cool. I understand. Honestly, I played such a good game. For not knowing anything about Survivor and not knowing anything about the previous Survivor Dearborns or anything like that, like, I feel so happy right now that I made it this far, and a lot of people were rooting for me. So I'm just like filled with joy right now.
Ryan would never give Mark his idol. Ryan only takes idols.
I mean, this is pretty nice jewelry. It tastes kind of real. That went pretty good. I lined up the Tom votes, then I went searching for an idol, and I guess I got it in a different way. I thought I would find it in a tree, but in turn it was in Brendan's hand giving it to me. So that's pretty good. I wasn't sure about the Tom vote. I was probably 20% confident in that. I was 0%, maybe 1% confident in getting the idol. But it goes to show, it never hurts to ask.
Can I sit here?
Yeah. I was explaining to her something about Matt.
About what?
About Matt.
Oh. I felt like I kind of did a Matt move. Kind of villain.
Yeah. I think so too.
At the last tribal council, Brendan gave Ryan his immunity idol, and I don't really know why.
It just was ballsy to do that.
At that point, we were sitting pretty confident that we had 4 votes on Tom and only 2 on Claire. But when Claire started the talking at tribal, I didn't know what happened, and then Ryan talked to Brendan briefly, only after Brendan gave Ryan the immunity idol. So I'm confused what went down there. I'm confused whether Ryan has made any promises to Brendan. So it would be a massive stab in the back if Ryan guns for me now because he made a promise to Brendan this late in the game.
So, what was the strategy in giving Ryan the idol? Why did you just hand it to him?
I wanted to really change up the game. I thought it was kind of just staying stale in some sense. Charlie's like, why the hell did you do that? Spice.
Yes.
I know Ryan, he's been always kind of there, but I also was kind of just wanting to put a little spice in the game, kind of change it up a bit and have an interesting tribal council.
I didn't even read the question. I would grab something.
That was you got a lot further than I did. As of now, I'm not planning on asking for the idol back, but I definitely want to form, we have an alliance, but I definitely want to form a better alliance.
Do you have any idea what this challenge is going to be?
Running.
I think so.
Oh.
Endurance.
I remember the last challenge being running. I made a big move. I feel like I haven't really burned any bridges, done any of that stuff, so I figured it kind of came out of left field and I think it needed to be done.
But weren't you blindsided by the vote? Didn't your ally go home?
Yeah, but Tom being on the jury might actually help with some things.
Yeah, I like feel lightheaded a little bit just with nothing like that.
Please eat, please eat. Things are not going the way I thought they would go. Out of everyone, Ryan has stuck by me, and Brendan and Tom were the ones who voted for me. Very surprised, very surprised.
I'm so sick and tired of eating crowns.
I know. Yeah, we really will need to make those chocolate peanut butter ball things when we get back.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't go the way I thought it would go. However, I'm still here. So I'm glad it went the way it did.
I'm not talking about the game, but you can go for it.
The choice to keep Ryan in the game, I mean, it was for fun, but there was so many more layers to it than that. Tom was a huge threat as well, and so I don't know when else we would have had a chance to get Tom out. I want people at the end who really deserve it, whether that is me or not. Of course, I think I deserve it, but I would prefer not to see somebody sneak into the final three.
That was a pretty stupid move by Brendan for his game, but I think it shows clearly how powerful I am as a player, that he thinks giving me an idol when I'm already the strongest person and everyone thinks I'm the strongest person. I think on the jury I have a lot of enemies that may be bitter to me, but I think my gameplay speaks for itself. This can be played next tribal, so I'm hoping to just get immunity and then give it to one of my side pieces. We'll see who. Have to find out next time.
Come on in. Okay. Merge Tribe. Welcome to your final 5 individual immunity challenge. Juliana, way to remember the individual immunity necklace.
Sorry.
Alright, Juliana, I'll take it back. Okay. Individual immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you guys will be running out and getting a pack of puzzle pieces. Each solo cup pack has different sized pieces in them, which will level out each layer. You will bring them back to your designated TV tray, building up a tower. The first person to complete their tower without it falling over for 5 seconds wins immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 4. Losers, tribal council, or one of you will be voted out just short of making that final individual immunity challenge. Let's draw for spots and let's get to it. 4. Immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 4. Survivors ready? Go!
Can I get all of them at once though? Like, I'm gonna go back and forth.
I'm gonna try to start building right now. Bunch of different strategies going on. Juliana coming back with her second piece of puzzle pieces. She's back at her station. She seems to be the only one that's getting all her puzzle pieces done. Running out of the way. Everybody else working on that first layer. Juliana coming back with her third. All of her puzzle pieces have been collected. She did not have to go back out, but she is winded from that run. Mind may be cloudy. It looks like nobody has made that much progress on their puzzle pieces. Sydney seems to have something going. Sydney has completed her first layer. She's running out. I'm going to take a look. It's all about strategy. You wanted to do your layer first and then run. That was your decision. Everything is free game. Sydney comes back. Sydney trying to block Ryan. They're a little bit shaky now. Keep calm. Claire has her first layer done. Claire is running out for her second. Brendan, Ryan, and Juliana all struggling. Brendan deciding to give up and just go for the second one. Ryan giving up and going for his second one. Claire coming back. Brendan is back with his second puzzle pack. Ryan back with his second. Brendan going out for his third. Decides to get all the running out of the way. Sometimes a nice little run clears the mind. Ryan with a big dump of puzzle pieces. We gotta train, people. I very much hope for your sake that this does not knock any of your puzzle pieces down. Juliana has something cooking in the fridge. Juliana done with her first layer, it looks like. Ryan, Brendan, still working. Claire, Sydney, and Juliana all have their first layer. Sydney making progress on that second one. This is going to be a little bit more tough. Sydney's second layer. Almost done. And now it's complete. Sydney, the furthest along in this challenge. It is her to lose in this one. She opens up her third. Ryan takes a brief glance, goes for his stroll to get his third. Brendan with nothing on his table. Challenge is brought to you by John Urbanic's 3D printing press for all your 3D printing needs. I'm there, John Urbanic. Ryan is coming back with his third. Snixie glands. Claire seems to have something working. Sydney has something working. Sydney's hands shaking. This last tier has the most pieces. It is very difficult. Claire finishes her second set. She's starting to work on her third. Ryan scrambling. But Sydney might have this already. Just has to place that first one. 1, 2, 3. Sydney wins. Final 5, individual immunity. Guaranteed spot in the final 4. Congratulations. All right, Sydney, very well earned on that. Come get it. You are immune at the final 5 pivotal tribal council. You are one step closer to that final 3. As for the rest of you, somebody is going to be sent to the jury. Give you guys a little bit to decide. See you soon.
I'm really proud to get that one. I really wanted immunity. I'm not just for this round, but I think it'll really help me plead my case in the jury. I'm having a hard time navigating between whether I want to be in the final 3 with 3 really strong players or if I want a more secure win. If I want a secure win, then I'm voting Juliana out tonight. So I need to think on that a little bit more.
I'm exhausted. I have work tomorrow morning. Alright, I haven't eaten a significant meal since Thursday night, and that was Chick-fil-A, so it wasn't even nutritious. And a 5.5 hour drive back after this. Juliana starts med school tomorrow, so that means I'm gonna have to drive back half the way so that she can get her stuff done.
Brendan or Ryan?
Yeah. Do you not think my name's gonna be up there?
I don't know because I haven't talked to anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, physically, I'm just exhausted. Oh my god, I'm so mad at myself. I had it in my brain. I was like, put the 2 tallest together, but that didn't happen. Sydney got it. That was probably the worst person to get it for me. I mean, for the next challenge, I'm not going to be someone who's like very...
You don't feel like you're going to be competitive?
No, I mean, like, I'm going to try, but like, I mean, just my track record. And after my name was written down twice last time, I don't know if there's much I can do at this point. It might be my time to go. Like, I would assume you, Sydney, and Ryan are gonna stay together. That's just my assumption at this point. But if I can talk to Sydney and be like, you take me to Final 4, you put me up against you, you have more of a chance of beating me versus anyone else who's left, Juliana, Brendan, or Ryan. So the first one has come over to the woman in town.
Oh, yes. What were you thinking?
I was talking to Juliana. We're assuming Ryan's keeping the wheel.
I did not see him get that up. No. I think the jury's gonna hate that. Like, Brendan was so sacrificial. Yeah, Brendan was so sacrificial in giving it to him and he didn't even use it. I cannot imagine a world where Ryan would give that idol up. I mean, he fought hard and managed to get that idol, and so I don't see it slipping his hands easily. And I don't know who he would want to protect more than himself. Yeah, like, if he makes it to Final 3, like, that's not gonna be a good look. I think Ryan waiting until now to use the idol looks really bad on himself just because Brendan was so sacrificial in giving it to him. And for Ryan to save it to this round is a little bit of a cut to Brendan, I think. I don't think the jury's gonna like that. And I like that the jury doesn't like that. I mean, that's another negative on Ryan and hopefully another positive swing towards me.
Then it just leaves me, Juliana, Brendan.
Yeah.
You and Juliana. I mean, like, you guys like voted together last time, and like, I think it's when I was like, okay, then it's gonna be between me and Brendan, right?
Yeah. At this point, I would love to go to the Final 3 with Ryan and Juliana. I think it would make for some awesome conversation. I think they are both amazing Survivor competitors. It's been a blast competing with them and against them. I don't want an easy route, and so I think that it's perfect for me.
I'll vote with you.
Okay.
I feel like I owe that. I potentially could.
What about me?
Yeah.
If everybody was smart, it would be a time to get either me or Ryan and only have one of us to worry about for Final 4. But I don't know if things are going to go that way. At this point, we've worked so well together this whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've attempted to make a lot of sacrifices for you.
So I'll vote for whoever you want.
Okay. Ryan and I have had an alliance that still I think is secret to the degree of like nobody knows that we promised each other Final 3 if we made it that far. But if Ryan has made any promises to Brendan, I really so hope he hasn't done that because I've put all my trust in Ryan. but if he does it, it's a good play for his game.
So, I feel like the only way I would stay in is if you give me back my idol.
I know.
So the reason why I actually gave it to Ryan is because I kind of wanted to form something kind of new. I mean, we could always get off on the girls.
Yeah, I've aligned with Sydney and Juliana for a while.
Yeah. I know now that I gave it to him, I'm in his favor, so I have kind of a vote there.
To lock in either you or Clay.
Alright.
As much as I feel bad for doing that, that goes with my game.
Yeah,
you know,
I
I've been
get it.
doing that kind of stuff the entire game. And I think I have to do that for the game.
Alright, let me know if anything changes. So I did ask for Ryan for the idol back, but he was like, I'm going to use it for the next one. So that was like, okay. So he's going to play it this
So he's gonna play it.
Yeah, he has to.
So then I think it's between.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys want me to vote for, because I'll stay true to that. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I was wanting to see if just like kind of change the alliances.
Did you just give away your idol willy-nilly, like?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. I just didn't know, like, whether you and Ryan
I
had
don't
a
know.
previous conversation. And,
Well, he kept trying to do it, but I was like, I don't know. I just feel like if I give it to him, then he wouldn't ever vote me.
right.
I don't know, now I feel like I'm on the chopping block with everything I've done. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna talk canoodle. I'm just gonna play it till the end as much as I can.
If he finds it, that sucks for me. I mean, I guess, do I need to go look for it?
Yeah,
I guess
I
I
think
need
so.
to. Alright. I'm going hunting, folks. My brain is nowhere near the functioning level that I would like it to be, and neither is my body, but I'm just gonna try to give it my all. My Survivor experience overall has been literally so much fun. Since starting med school, like, I mean, I've basically been around med school nerds the entire time, and so just getting out here, just being away from that, and it just proved to me that, like, I can do something totally different that's not dependent on any sort of academics or anything like that. Might have an uphill battle ahead, but I'm gonna be the sole survivor.
I think that they're just looking for an idol, so we should,
Be around.
yeah, I guess, just follow.
Well, maybe not all of us, but I'll
Well, I don't know. We could split the vote too. But I think I might be confident in what I've done so far that I could beat any of the remaining players.
I don't think we have to.
Wait, what happens if Brendan plays an idol and everybody votes for him? Oh, I guess he'd have to vote for Claire, right?
No, he could also vote for me.
So I kind of thrive in the chaos of these pre-tribal meetings. I've been playing a backstabbing game the entire game, and my biggest competition is Juliana. We're gonna do you, Sydney, Claire on Brendan, and myself on Claire. Just to, in case there's an idol, you're safe.
Okay.
Right. Ideally, play the idol on Brendan, but I don't know if I should do this to Juliana, but I think that would be the best for my game.
I know that Claire won't vote Brendan, and so I'd rather just like leave it at that because Ryan has already given me his word. He was like, I definitely owe it to you on the next vote. And not that Ryan owes me, but I think that he's like willing to do what I need this time.
I agree.
You know, I'm super pumped for Sydney. That was her first immunity win, and like I wanted her to win more than anybody else, so I'm really happy for her. And Sydney helped me out in keeping Ryan in the game last vote. Honestly, for you and me, the fact that he stayed in the game saved our asses.
Yeah.
But I'm vulnerable this time, and I think at the end of the day, I kept the meat shield around that I needed up until Final 5, and I think that that's huge for my gameplay, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. That could have been taken as controversial because I was going against Ryan being voted out, but they paid off somehow every time.
I was confident from the beginning that I could win this and that I will win the game, and I'm hoping to do that here. While everyone sees me as the biggest threat, they have the self-interest of making it one step closer, so if I tell them that they're in trouble, then they have no choice but to listen to my suggestions. And you'll see I'll be the clear winner.
All right, we'll bring in the members of our jury. Liam, Jen, Spencer, Addison, Kyle, Taylor, Bridget, and Tom voted out at the last tribal council. All right, jury, you are seeing Sydney wearing the individual immunity necklace. This was not an easy challenge. Survivor Dearborn always was notorious for having hard Final 5 challenges, and this was no different. Sydney, what does it feel like to play one of our toughest challenges and come out victorious?
It feels really good. This is such a small number of people and really good players at this point, so I am happy to have it at this point.
Brendan, at our last tribal council, you gave Ryan an idol, did not get played. He still has it around his neck.
Yeah.
Is there any reciprocity there, or?
Yeah, I tried to get it back. I thought he would give it back to me. Also, that was kind of a dumb play, but I kind of wanted to just change it up, but I also thought I might get back. Oh, man.
Was that a game-ending error on your
Oh,
part?
yeah, it was totally, but it'll be interesting to see how the jury responds to that.
And Ryan, I feel like this entire merge, I have seen something around your neck in terms of showing that you are safe. This is our last time that idols can be played, Final 5. Is this one going to be played today?
Yeah, I'm gonna finally play this one.
For yourself or for somebody else?
For myself.
Okay. Well, a couple tribals ago, you came at Bridget for kind of going back on her word. What's this move with Brendan? He gave it to you in good faith? How's that?
I think it's in the spirit of the game, and I believe Bridget's move was also in the spirit of the game. At the time, that was my only option, was to attack her. Otherwise, I would have been voted out, and there's no hard feelings towards Bridget. I actually think you have great character, but I think that's just in the spirit of the game.
Claire, you are sitting here, no immunity. 2 people have some sort of immunity around their necks right now. How are you sitting right now?
Not too pretty, I'd say. What, sitting ugly? Is that a thing? Probably not. I am on the chopping block, absolutely. I'm very anxious. I should see what my heart rate is, actually. Oh boy, we're at 102. That's a rough one. My play is just to go plead my case of I have not won an immunity challenge yet. There's still an immunity challenge left to go. I'm the less physical threat and likely the less strategic threat.
Juliana, what is your play here?
All I can do right now is really just trust the people that I've trusted this entire time. Hope that they have my back because I think I've had theirs.
Trust is the name of the game, and we have had 3 full days of that. You guys aren't done yet, but let's see if those bonds that you've made have paid off. Ryan, you're up.
I just had to stick true to my alliance because he's still in the game.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. Alright, this is the last time you can play a Hidden Immunity Idol. So, if anybody has one and wants to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Play this for myself.
And this for yourself. Ryan is playing this for himself. In case that this is a Hidden Immunity Idol, all votes cast for Ryan will not count. This is a Hidden Immunity Idol. All votes for Ryan won't count. Here are the votes. First vote, Brendan. Claire. Brendan. 2 votes, Brendan. 16th person voted out of Survivor Grand Rapids Fresh Meat, and the 9th member of our jury. Brendan, that's enough. Brendan, after 3 seasons of filming for Survivor Dearborn and 1 season of playing, I can honestly say we wouldn't be here without you, but for now, the tribe has spoken. Thanks for playing, man. Head out that way. All right, we have our final 4, Sydney, Claire, Juliana, and Ryan. Each of you have your own path to the end. No idols, no advantages. Everything is purely what you have built up to this point. Grab your torches, head back to camp, we are almost done. Because there are no idols, I guess this bad boy can finally come out of hiding.
There's a clue on the wall.
You guys can laugh. You were here first.
I went over there.
So man, it feels so good to play. It's been a long time coming. I feel like senior year of high school with Dom, and I'm just really happy I could be a part of that, and then to actually play it. It was a whole nother aspect that I wasn't accustomed to. But I just want to thank Dom very much for this opportunity to play and for keeping me in his friend group this long. It's been a long time, and I just wish the best for him. And if he needs more help, I'm always there.
First of all, I'm just happy to have made it this far. It was definitely between me and Brendan that last one, and I was able to get the other 3 on my side, so I'm really happy with that outcome.
You guys made
I
it
wanted
together.
to-
That's
Bro.
so fun.
I don't know how at all.
I think
we did not even talk strategy going into this game. Of course, like, Matt was trying to be all sneaky and was like, do you think we're gonna put you on the same team, or do you think, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We were just like, it is what it is. We didn't even talk about avoiding each other. We were just, I think we just both kind of knew to not. So, I mean, like, people knew we were roommates. Did not mention that I was a bridesmaid in her wedding. Probably for the best. Did not want that to come out. But I think just us kind of keeping our distance once the merge started. We just kept it apart, and then except when the time called for it. And I mean, it's not like we even really had like a set alliance. I think we just ended up.
And we were not together on a
Voting
tribe
the same.
squad, like we literally had no time to talk game, so.
Yeah. I have never been put in this mindset of like being sneaky, kind of going around, talking to everyone. I mean, I am like naturally extroverted, but going and pulling people and like being bold and just saying like, I need to go talk to you, like pulling people away, that's not something that I normally do, and I'm normally not very, you know, sneaky or trying to lie to people, and like, I don't know, it was just kind of fun to like straight up lie to people's faces. I enjoyed that, and I like never do that in real life.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm extremely nervous.
I mean,
I don't-
75% chance.
I don't think Claire will win. I don't think this challenge is necessarily a must-win. I have a very strong alliance between Juliana, Sydney, and myself. That's what kept me alive in the parts where it seemed to be like I had no chance. So I think I'm okay if I don't win.
If that happens, then we're going to Claire, right?
Is that how it works though?
But I'd love to win. I played my game. I think I did a great job of playing how I wanted to play. And after a certain point, I committed to a game of backstabbing as much as I could, and then finding allies that I can trust. And I stayed as one of the biggest threats throughout the entire game, so I think that should speak for itself. It'd be interesting to see how the jury feels. I've lied to everyone on that jury many times, and I think they'll overlook their personal vendettas against me.
I am going to put everything that I have into this last challenge. It is the last ditch effort. I'm feeling really nervous going into it. I know that like the ideal final 3 right now that's agreed upon is myself, Ryan, and Juliana.
What are we saying?
That
We'd like to be final 3.
That wasn't staged.
But we cannot guarantee that just through votes. So I'm feeling a little nervous, and so I would love to secure the immunity for myself. Yeah, I think that Ryan and Juliana are like kind of like this, and so I'm thinking that if you let them in their immunity, that they'll like pick each other and stuff.
With the next challenge, I mean, it pretty much decides who's going to final three, right? Because we've got Ryan and Juliana probably sticking together. Sydney and I talked. Sydney and I kind of were like, we'll take each other if something happens, because we know that Ryan and Juliana are so close.
I think this next challenge will probably be very like evenly challenging for all of us. I don't think they'll give like a super strength one, like it's obvious, you know?
Are there Cheez-Its left?
Yeah, I think so.
If I'm able to pull this out, it's the one that means the most, and it doesn't really matter to me that I haven't won any up to this point. No idea what it's gonna be. I'm just trying to like eat a snack, drink some water to kind of prepare myself.
I think we are both lower threats than both of them. I'm pleading my case to Claire as well. I think this challenge is going to be up for anybody's grab. I think it's going to be a pretty evenly matched challenge as the last one.
Ryan and Juliana have been working together from the start.
Yeah, I know. I guess, yeah, they were both on pool.
So I'm gonna pull out all the stops, so we'll see how it goes. Snack time.
Ooh, Jesus.
I'm
gonna grab my Gatorade too.
God bless Hannah.
Nobody did work to vote me off. Like, the only time I was even close to getting voted off was during the Taylor, Bridget, and me vote. I think I did a really, really good job throughout the merge of getting people to agree with me, getting people to vote with me, getting people to understand my logic for why so-and-so needs to go now. And I shocked myself at how good I was at convincing people to do that. I can't believe that I made it this far, and with my alliance with Ryan, I'm hoping that he stays true to his word and that he'll bring me to the final three. The only thing that could screw that up is Claire winning, and then I have no idea what direction Claire will go in. I think that I've played a very successful strategic game, and I've won one immunity challenge, and although Ryan's played the more physical game, I think that strategy and social game will win out in the end.
All right, come on in. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Welcome to your final immunity challenge. Sydney, I will take it back. Thank you. All right, immunity is up for grabs for the last time of the season. For today's challenge, we're doing a first. This is made by John from season 1 and season 4, engineered in his basement. He also did the last challenge, so I just wanted to say thank you, John. It was fantastic. I don't know why you guys are clapping, because you're gonna have to do it. Basically what we have for today, you guys will be putting one tennis ball in your chute. It will go down and you will be retrieving it. One hand will be behind your back at all times. If that ball touches the table, touches the ground at any point, you are out. In different intervals, we'll be adding new balls. Last one standing will win individual immunity, guaranteed shot at the final three, where you can make your case with the jury. Losers, someone will be going out. You came all this way for nothing. Let's draw for spots. Let's get to it.
I am down. I'll do this.
All right, so Sydney, Ryan, Claire, and Juliana playing for individual immunity, guaranteed spot in the final three. Grab your first ball, hands behind your back, choose which hand you want to use. Playing for final immunity, survivors ready, go. At a minute and a half, we'll be adding our second ball. We're currently at 30 seconds. All right, you guys are just over a minute. All right, in 10 seconds, you'll be adding your second ball. When I count down from 10, your second ball needs to be in the slot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody's second ball is in their slot. It's getting a little monotonous. Eye on the prize. Eye on the ball. At 3 minutes, we'll be adding a third. You're currently at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Juliana's ball is catching up to each other. Makes quick work. Alright, we're going on 10 seconds until you have to add your third ball. When I hit 1, your third ball has to be added. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 balls need to be in. This is going to get a little difficult now. You need to be on your game. At 5 minutes, we'll be adding our 4th ball. Alright, we are coming up on 5 minutes. When I count down to 10, you will have to have 4 balls going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 balls need to be going. Claire, one of your balls has bounced out.
Wow.
That'll do it.
Where'd it go? How?
Out of
bounce
the. Claire's out of the challenge. Sydney is also out. One of her balls falls. Juliana and Ryan. You're at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Ryan's ball drops. Juliana wins. Final individual immunity. Guaranteed spot in the final 3.
Jesus.
Nice work.
All right. Good job, everybody. Yeah. All right, Juliana, come get it. You are the last person to wear this of the season. You are safe, and you will have your chance to talk to the jury and plead your case. As for the rest of you, one of you will become the final member of the jury and decide the other 3's fate. Go figure out who that is going to be. I'll see you guys soon.
I won the final challenge of the entire game of Survivor, and it was amazing. It was really nice to be able to compete against my roommate, Ryan, who I had an alliance with for so long, and with Sydney. So I'm so hyped. I don't even know what to say about winning this because I didn't really know what to expect, and I also really just didn't think I would make it this far in the game.
Cool.
There's one on the real show where there's like two sides, so you have to keep track of which one is going to which side, because with each ball it switches the little turnstile in there.
Oh, yeah.
So if you put one in, it'll go to the right, and then the next one you put in will go to the left. And so then when you get more balls in, they're like, oh man, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I totally could have had it. I think it was just like the ball bounced out because of speed, I think is what they said happened. Oh, I'm so mad because that's one of my like favorite challenges from Survivor, and I feel like I totally could have had it. I could not imagine that. That would be a bold move. Give away the final immunity. Basically, Sydney and I had talked and we were like, we'd like to see each other in the final. So I'm not really sure where I stand with that. I don't think Juliana's gonna turn her back on Ryan right now. So I feel like it's between me and Sydney.
So, I mean, up till this point, I think you know that I had, well, the Promise to Ryan has been around since 10 people were remaining.
Yeah. I would like to think that I can talk my way through this. I don't know how likely it is. I'm just gonna try to talk. Basically how I live my life. I just keep talking until something happens.
That's where I'm sitting right now.
I know, I
also know that I don't know, whatever you have to say.
I mean, going back on your word is like hard right now, right? Like,
yeah,
it's difficult, but would you be willing to go back on your word to potentially win? Juliana were to vote me out, I'm unsigning the lease. We're done. We're done. No, yeah.
I guess if you give me a name of who you're gonna write down, then I can have that in the back of my mind. I just feel like I'm gonna have to make a game-time decision about whether to tie the votes or not, because I know that Ryan and Sydney will vote together.
Yeah, because they're both gonna, yeah.
When I talk to Claire, I think she knows that I've had an alliance with Ryan and that I'm pretty much on lock with Sydney too. So I should think she has a compelling case to make for me to bring her instead of one of the other two. But to break a promise that I've made to the only two people in the game who happen to be left would probably be worse for my gameplay.
That's sweet.
That was so
I know. I'm glad you won it instead of Ryan. He doesn't need another one under his belt.
I know. I'm not gonna do anything different beyond what we talked about.
Yeah.
And I think Claire knows that. I never made any promises to Claire.
Yeah. Juliana won immunity. It's come out of the woodworks that her and Ryan have kind of had like a secret alliance for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 votes. That they were going to continue voting together until the end, and then I was like the kind of third person in that, so I'm definitely the odd one out.
We were always aligned, to some degree, but didn't really confirm that until literally 2 tribals ago.
I know. I'm a little worried that they are going to flip on me and vote for Claire. I think that she would be easier for them to beat in the final 3, so I think that would be an easier route for them to go. I love the way the game played out.
I do too.
hope this works.
I'm shocked that we all got to the end.
Yeah.
I really am shook. I don't know how that happened.
Obviously, I'd like to win that one. We'll see what Juliana wants to do here. Juliana and Sydney.
I think Claire knows, but I'm still gonna talk to her.
Yeah, I can talk to her too.
I don't think there's any bad blood with Claire and I.
I mean, if they're playing the same game that I'm playing, they wouldn't be taking me. They'd be voting me out.
And I don't know how we managed to not get you voted out, but we did. I am excited for this tribal council because
it's gonna be. This is gonna be. I'm gonna have to atone for some things, and I'm gonna have to figure out how.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, but we'll see. We had an alliance. I don't know if I can trust that or not, but I'll have to see whatever they want to do. And in the end, it's up to them.
I think
this is what we said, and this is going to be more interesting.
I think we all have all 3 aspects of the game, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping that they stay true to their word. I think it would be really fun for the 3 of us to go to the end together. It would make an awesome challenge for all 3 of us. We have all played a really good game, including Claire. So yeah, I'm hopeful that Juliana and Ryan stick with me and don't flip. I'm 70%. I'm 80% confident.
We go to tie, we go to fire making. I'm not one with Mother Nature. I don't find myself in the outdoors very often. So I have to make a fire. The only knowledge I have coming into that is having watched many a season of Survivor. But we'll see. I mean, would I be willing to go to that? I mean, I would rather do that than just have me be voted out. So, we'll see.
All right, we'll bring in the members of our jury. Liam, Jen, Spencer, Addison, Kyle, Taylor, Bridget, Tom, and Brendan voted out at the last tribal council. Okay. Jury, you are getting your first look at the first person in your final three. Juliana won the final individual immunity challenge. Juliana, what a competition. How do you feel?
Feel great. I made it past the point of match. I didn't know what to expect going into the last immunity challenge.
So we're at the final four. It's about time you start evaluating everybody else's case sitting next to you.
That's always been in the back of my mind. I knew that if I played a more vocal game, I would definitely have to fend for myself if my name was ever out there. So I've been thinking about it myself from very early on in the merge, but I don't think I really started speaking about it out loud until we got to Final 7, Final 6.
So Ryan, as someone who's been targeted since the beginning of the merge, I feel like we are playing the same song and dance. Ryan, do you feel safe? Ryan, do you not? Congrats on immunity. Is that an idol? Back and forth with us. As someone who is purely relying on their relationships in this game, everything that you have done up to this point, no advantage can save you. You are not wearing individual immunity. How are you feeling going into this final three?
I feel good. I'm trusting in the alliances I made a while back that got me out of tough shit earlier. And I trust that it'll take me to the final three here.
Claire, if you look at the jury from their POV, what do you think the best move for tonight would be?
I mean, we've all made it to Final Four, right? Like, everyone here has done something to get them to this point, and I think that that's all something that they can pitch to the jury. Ryan had a great physical game and also was great at like risk taking. Sydney and I were a little more similar, like more social game. You were also really good in challenges though. So I think there's something in everyone to be pitched to the jury. I think at this point it comes down to alliances and whether or not we want to go down to a fire-making challenge.
Fire-making challenge. Yeah. That is exactly how we left off Survivor Dearborn. Sydney, is that going to come into effect right now?
I'm hoping it doesn't. Of course, I'm fearful of it. I am confident in what we've talked about, but there's always the question of ulterior motives. I mean, it is clear that like Ryan and Juliana have this little alliance. From what I've heard, I've been included in that alliance at this point, and so I'm hopeful that that remains the plan, but you never know. Everybody's got their own thoughts.
So from that, it sounds like either you're in it and Claire's going home, or they're blindsiding you and you're going home.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's see how this goes. Juliana, for the last time, go vote.
For the last time.
All right, we'll go tally the votes. All right. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Claire. Claire, it's 2 votes Claire. Sydney. 2 votes Claire, 1 vote Sydney, 1 vote left. 17th person voted out of Survivor Grand Rapids, Fresh Meat. And the 10th member of our jury, Claire. That'll do it. Claire, after a long, hard-fought game, you're the last person voted out. Head out that way. You're now part of the jury.
Hey.
All right, final 3. Juliana, Sydney, Ryan. Good thing you guys are related to some Survivor Dearborn people somehow, because you definitely redeemed each and every one of them. Now, one of you will be able to rub it in their face that you will be the first ever winner of Survivor Grand Rapids Fresh Meat. Head back to camp, clean up. The jury, it's all in your hands now. Let's figure out what's going on.
Devastating. I was so close. I just couldn't pull it out. I don't even know if it would have been possible to finagle my way. The only thing that I really could have done was do a fire making challenge, but I mean, overall I'm glad to have made it this far. Final 4 I think is an achievement. I did not expect this at all. I'm really proud of myself.
This has just been the wildest ride. I could not be happier to be in the final 3. I'm really excited to be with Juliana and Ryan. They could have gone the easier route in my opinion and voted Claire, but I'm really excited that they wanted to go there with me. I have a really good argument for myself and an argument against each of them. I think I played the 3 aspects of the game well. I had a social aspect to my game, a strategy, and a physical aspect as well. And so I definitely have that argument solidified in my head. I don't have regrets. I think that things fell really well. I'm happy with the relationships I've had. I can't zip it. This means like a ton to me outside of the game, and I'm just so thankful to be included in this. I mean, Dom did, I can't even imagine all the work that it took to put this on. I'm so thankful that he has this passion and such a strong group of friends who share that passion with him to help put it on. I mean, this was a daunting task for the crew, and I'm so thankful for their constant availability and support. And I mean, this would have never happened if it wasn't for all of their amazing personalities and passions and excitement for this project. So I'm so thankful to be included in it, and to all who helped organize it and play it. It was amazing.
Immediate reaction to that last tribal. I'm happy they took me. Everything was in the hands of Sydney and Juliana, and then they allowed me into the final 3, which I'm very grateful for. Emotionally, I'm feeling great, very excited. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna have to atone for some of my sins on this final tribe of the council. A little nervous for that, but I think people will see my game out. I think the fact that my name was probably said in every single tribal council after the merge is a huge plus for my game. But then the reasons behind why I'm talked about is why I'll actually win the game. The whole entire experience was amazing. I loved every minute of it. It was between the challenges and the people and everything else, it was awesome. I really did enjoy it a lot, and I'm grateful to Dom for putting it together. It really was a cool thing, and I'm happy I could be a part of it.
After the merge, I played assertive socially and was able to come up with a couple of strategic moves that I think will assist me in the final tribal. My relationship building was mostly honest. I wouldn't say that every Survivor winner in the TV show is always the deceitful liar. Did I have to lie to get to where I am now? yeah. But another strategy I kind of implemented was just avoidance. And a lot of times, if I had put somebody's name out there, they didn't come confront me. So I didn't have to deal with a confrontation.
Yeah, please.
Bring that sweat in.
Amazing. I'm excited to be here with Ryan and Sydney. It's really fun to be the significant others and people on the cast, or on the crew. And we truly, the three of us, we agreed we never thought we could get to this point. And the fact that we could end up with an alliance was just serendipitous and perfect. The stars aligned and we could solidify this alliance and hopefully make those crew members proud.
All right, we'll bring in the jury. Liam, Jen, Spencer, Addison, Kyle, Taylor, Bridget, Tom, Brendan, and Claire voted out at the last tribal council. Final three. Sydney, Ryan, and Juliana. Just like I said when I last saw you, you guys have some history here. Charlie, Alyssa, Matt could never do what you guys have just done. This is a massive accomplishment, all jokes aside. You guys are sitting there and you each have your own story on how you got there. Juliana, take the necklace off, put it next to you. That's not going to help you anymore because your fate is now in these 10 people's hands. One at a time, they will come up, ask you guys a question or a statement that will help them determine who to give the title of Sole Survivor to and the $150 Venmo prize. So, without further ado, let's go to opening statements. Sydney, you're up.
Alright. Guys, it was amazing playing with you. I think that I made really good relationships with so many of you. I am really thankful for the things that we had together. Everybody contributed to the way that the game went and the way that we've gotten to sit here, and so I'm really happy and I'm proud to see you guys on the jury as well. I'm happy that everybody made it that far. There was definitely some moves that I made later in the game, some that were harder to make than others, but in the end that's what it was. And so yeah, I'm excited to get to the conversation tonight and see where you guys' heads are at.
Thank you, Sydney. Ryan, you're up.
Yeah, so I had an amazing time. I think this was a great experience. I had a lot of fun playing with all of you. I know some of you I might have left a bad taste in your mouth, and I apologize for that, and I don't mean anything personally. I hope you can understand that that was me just playing the game, and I do not feel this way towards any of you personally. I came out, and my game was to win, and I had to do some backstabbing, and some of you might have felt that, and I apologize, but that's what I had to do to win.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Juliana, let's bring us home for the opening statements.
I'll echo what both of them said. It was so fun to play with each and every one of you. I'm really excited to break down the game with these two in front of you all because I know there are some things you obviously didn't see. I'm excited to explain some of the strategy that I feel like I employed because I feel like my social and strategic game was a little better than my physical game. I'm excited to talk about how Ryan and I's alliance kind of came to be because I don't think many people knew about that for at least a little while. And I don't know, I'm really happy that Dom was able to organize all of this because it's been so fun getting to know all of you. And just like Ryan said, like nothing personal, obviously it was all in the spirit of the game. And any questions you have for me on vote outs and things like that, I will do my best to answer as honestly and as candidly as possible.
Okay guys, great. So the first juror that we have asking you a question has been waiting the longest to probably get this off his chest. Liam, take it away. Start us off.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Liam.
I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. And so now I'm going to be asking you some questions. Sydney!
Yes.
If you remember, Jen was just being voted out. You got voted for. Spelled incorrectly.
Oh, yes, yes.
Who do you think writes an I instead of a Y?
Someone who doesn't know me well. I know it's Brendan who voted me. If that's
Yeah, it kind of tripped me up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Juliana, what do you plan on doing with the 150 Venmo if you do win?
Listen, I have medical school to pay for. It starts tomorrow. So anything that helps me pay for it. You know what? I've got a $90 medical student association fee that I have to pay tomorrow, so.
Good point. Ryan, of everybody up here, all jurors on the table, which one do you just despise?
That would have to be you.
Yeah, it'd take me too. So, honestly, I already know who I'm going to vote for. Ryan, you played a very strong game, very strategic and physical, but I think you got lucky. I think a lot of people were tripped up.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of squeezed through when you gave up your idol and when B-Dog made that play to give you his. So, my vote is going towards Juliana to win it out.
All right, thank you, Liam. Next up, let's go Taylor.
Mine's gonna be very simple. It's gonna be for all three of you. Give me your best reasons why each of you should win. Sydney.
I think that I had the perfect mix of social strategy and physical. I pulled my weight and I helped our team a lot in team challenges. And Dom said it, the 5-person challenge is usually the hardest. That's the one I won. It was physical and mental. So I think I'm good in that aspect. Strategically, a couple big moves were made. Getting Bridget out was a little bit due to what I brought up at Tribal. I think I kind of started the saving of Ryan when we were down to about 6 of us. And that was all very strategic. In terms of social and relationships, I mean, when we got down to voting for the superlatives of Survivor, I know that I was voted as the one to trust your life with, which surprised me, but I'm happy to hear that people thought of me in that way. And so I think that speaks to the relationships that I've made with people.
I came out, I was the center of attention for almost the entire game. I had a target on my back the whole time. The fact that I wasn't voted out speaks to my social game and my strategic game, because I had to align myself with people who would vote with me, but also I had to dissuade others from voting against me. And in the complete chaos of these pre-trials, I was able to make educated decisions on if I should play my idol, what I should do, and who I should talk to, and I think that speaks for itself, and that's the reason why I'm here.
I describe my game similarly to Sydney's in that I had a balance of physical, social, and strategic, so I'm not going to go back over like all of those details, but I think what sets me apart from Sydney is the fact that I was able to help orchestrate or initiate a handful of votes that would help me in the long game. My mantra to myself the whole time was just, I need to get insert name here before they get me. So you, for example, we threw each other's names out. I had already known from the previous tribal council that you saw me as a threat, so I knew you would go after me, and I had to do what I could to get you before you got me. And so that was the way that I looked at some of the votes that I worked. I feel I worked quite a bit with Bridget to initiate some votes that would have been a threat to both me and Bridget and anyone else who was playing very strategically. The Spencer vote was initiated by both Bridget and I, and the plan to get Kyle, assuming Ryan plays as his idol, was also from the two of us. So I think that initiating moves was something that I was able to do quite a bit to keep heat off my back when I knew heat was going to be on my back.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Addison, you're up.
Thank you, Dom.
Hi. I've enjoyed playing with all three of you. I just want to say that first. I'm going to keep it simple as well. I have one question. Each one of you, I want to take turns telling me who I should vote for amongst the others too. On top of that, I want you to tell me why that person deserves to win and why the other deserves to lose. I would like to start with Juliana, and then I want Sydney to answer, and I want to end with the center of attention, Ryan.
Well, that was real simple, Addison. I would give Ryan my vote.
he had heat on his back almost every single tribal council. And he worked his way out of it socially, and I think that was really great and impressive. It tells a lot about his ability to maintain consistent relationships. I was one of those relationships because Ryan was my #1 ally, and I don't think anybody knew that. So to make a secret alliance with me and for him to stick that out and make sure he had my back while I had his, I think he chose somebody consistent and stuck with it. I think Sydney still played an amazing game. I just think that when I look at all of the cards in terms of who was going hard, nonstop, full throttle, when I think about that, Ryan comes to mind first.
Sydney, please.
I would give mine to Juliana. I think I played a great game, and I think she played a game similar to mine, and so that's really the basis of my answer. I think Ryan, he made a ton of enemies out there. I think more than most people, and so that's why I would say him to lose, although even still he managed to pull out a good social game and get to this point. So
Ryan.
So I would say Juliana, just because obviously she aligned with me and that was a powerful move. Sydney, I think, played a little less aggressive game, but she made it to Final 3, and that's what she intended to do. She played the game to do that, and while it is very impressive, I think I would have to give it to Juliana.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Addison. Spencer, you're up.
Congratulations on making it to Final 3. Yeah, I think you all deserve it. Just have a quick question for all of you. I'll start with Sydney. What do you think your biggest play of the game was?
I think it was saving Ryan. There was down to 6 of us. He had lost immunity for the first time. He did not win the challenge. He did not have an idol, and everybody was ready to vote him out. And at that point, I decided that Tom was a bigger threat than Ryan, and so I was able to stir up chaos and get the vote off of Ryan.
Ryan?
The biggest play in my game was taking out the physical threats that could beat me in individual immunities. After the target was on my back, I relied heavily on either getting immunity or trying to snake my way out of the votes. So I think taking out Liam and Addison was the most important part of my game.
And Juliana?
Spencer, I think my biggest move was getting you out. It set the tone for the way I was going to play the game for the rest of the time. I was assertive. I worked pretty much everybody, explaining that, you had done an excellent job of attempting to mastermind and split votes with 12 people, and that mastermind was awesome but also very alarming. And so when people were trying to decide between you or Bridget, I made the case to everybody that Spencer should go now because he's more dangerous. He's trying to call shots. So I think that my ability to convince the majority of the tribe to vote you out was important for the way that I then progressed throughout the game.
And I'll just chirp in that I don't think that there was that much convincing. You were on everyone's radar at that point. You were playing fantastically. Everybody was in alignment with that. I think some of these votes were more unanimous than we might be making them seem.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Spencer. Jen, you're up.
Hi guys. Just want to say congratulations on making it to Final 3. As the only returnee on the jury, I know how much this means to so many players who have played before, and it's not an easy thing to do. So congrats. Sydney, I'm going to start with you. When Bridget was voted out, had you been thinking before that you were like, I have to flip on Bridget, or was that a game time decision?
It was a total game time decision. I knew that I wanted some of the stronger females to go. Juliana was obviously on my radar, Taylor was as well. As soon as Bridget perked up with the notion to get Ryan out, I realized that she was playing a very good strategic game. The jury was here watching, and she had done it the round before, and it just terrified me of her game. And so in that moment, I thought it would be the time to flip on that. I knew that at some point the girls had to separate, and so I just took that opportunity. I knew Ryan would be on board because he was the one thrown under the bus, so I thought that we could get it in that moment.
Just gonna have full disclosure with you. I'm probably a little bit closer with Bridget than you were because we're sisters. So my vote definitely won't be going to you, Sydney. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Juliana, what animal do you think you played like, and what's your reasoning for that?
You know how otters, they swim in packs but can be aggressive when they need to be? That's how I think I was. I could create a pack, be like, let's be honest with each other for this vote. Okay, great, we're getting so-and-so out. awesome. And then if it worked out that I could continue to work with that person, fantastic. If not, I had made no promises. Then when I needed to get a little bit aggressive, whether that was in physical challenges or in strategy, I went ahead and did that when I felt the time was right.
And then Ryan, you were definitely my strongest ally. You lied to me literally up until the end, where you look at Tom, you look at me, and you go, like as you're going to vote, and I was like, yes. So at what point were you like, okay, she's got to go, Juliana is now my covert alliance?
I did think we had a great alliance, and you helped me a lot in my early game. I wanted to bring you as far as I could with me, because I really did trust you. But at that point, I realized the only way I could make it through was to throw you under the bus.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. Good job.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. Kyle, I know you've been itching to get something off your chest. You're up.
Sydney, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
How you doing, Ryan?
Great, Kyle. How are you?
How you doing, Juliana?
I'm really good, Kyle. Thank you for asking.
Kyle, I don't think you're stinky.
That's all I need to know.
Man, a few words, but leaves an impression. Brendan, let him have it.
So, congratulations, you three. Been a pleasure to play with you. You got me. I also got myself, so I'm gonna put that out there. But I think my question is more kind of just like, what do you think you have gained from playing this game? Not just in this game, but like throughout life.
I think that 2 years ago I would have played this game very differently. Being a high school teacher for 2 years really changed the way that I interact with people, and I don't think I would have felt as confident playing this game without that experience. And moving forward, since I'm about to start something else with my life, I think the assertiveness of, you know, making a play, or in the future making a medical decision, like I'm going to be able to take those experiences from Survivor and apply them for what is going to be like my lifelong career. So I'm excited for that.
The big thing I learned is how people operate under pressure. There's a lot of frantic moves and things like that. And when you put their name under the microscope, they act differently than they would normally.
Gained a little bit of power over my fear of failure. Throughout the game, there were moves that I tried to make that didn't pan out, but I just decided that I had to go for it, and if it didn't work, that's okay. I wanted to go down swinging.
Thanks, guys. Congrats.
All right, thanks, Brendan. Bridget, you're up.
Okay, good job, you guys. It's almost over, thank goodness. I'm sure you guys are really tired. So, in terms of honesty and being fair in this game, I would like to give each of you the opportunity to apologize to one of the jury members if you feel that's necessary.
I want to apologize to you. And the reason why is because prior to the Taylor vote, we had a conversation about how we're both playing really strategically, and we should use that to double our power rather than pit ourselves against each other. You know, in the moment I was genuine and I was honest, and that was exactly how I felt. But then you said what you said out loud about Ryan. Ryan was the very first person that I had made any form of promise to, and that promise was to go all the way to the end. And so I had to go back on the word that I gave you, and that was the moment for me in the game that I was like, okay, from this moment forward, anybody I give my word to, I need to stick to my word, because I had to do that to you, and I didn't want to have to play that way. I gave my word to Sydney that she would come to the end once we were in Final 5, and that's why I chose to have these two sitting with me instead of Claire.
Okay, cool. And it can be anyone, by the way. I'm not trying to...
No, I know.
Okay, cool.
So, a lot of people on the jury deserve an apology, but I think you're on the top of the list. I attacked your character and your honesty strictly because that was the only way that I could make it out of that situation. I knew I was getting voted out, and so I decided to point out that you were going back on your word, and I exaggerated that, and I might have attacked your character, which I apologize for.
Mine's for Tom, for sure. Tom and I were on the original Red Tribe, and then we swept to the Blue Tribe, and then we obviously got to the merge together. We gained a lot of trust in each other, and we were game to go to the end, and I appreciated that, and I was down for it. And then you won 2 or 3 immunity challenges in a row,
and I realized that you were, to me, a bigger threat than Ryan. I don't think you made any enemies in the game. I think you probably would have gotten every jury vote if you were sitting up here. And I realized if I wanted to stand a chance, that I was going to have to choose Ryan over you in terms of sitting next to. I'm sad that I wish you wouldn't have done so well in the challenges, but that's who my apology would go to for sure.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Congrats.
Thanks, Bridget. Claire, you're up.
From Tennessee. I mean, I just want to keep this short and sweet. I have spent the most time with all of you guys out of everyone. I already have my decision made. I just wanted to, thank you guys for a great game, and I wish you guys all the best of luck.
Thanks, Claire.
All right, thanks, Claire. Tom, wrap us up.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Tom.
Sydney, you angled to get me out, to get Ryan into the finals. How would you say that... Can I redo that? Sorry.
Take two.
I'm sorry. Sydney, you angled to get me out instead of Ryan. Do you think that this is going to pay off in the end?
I should clarify one thing here. I actually didn't hit you as the opposite vote against Ryan. I proposed that Ryan stay in the game, and the plan was for Claire. Ryan then approached with the plan to go towards you because I think you were a bigger threat to him. So I actually wasn't the one who put your name on the block. I didn't orchestrate you. I orchestrated saving Ryan. I think it'll pay out. I think there's potential, obviously, that I lose to Ryan. I think there would be certainty that I would have lost to you. And I think you know that as well. You wanted me in your top 3, which is something that you don't say to somebody who you think can beat you. You knew you were going to beat me. And so I took that into consideration as well.
I didn't actually think that, but interesting. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
All right, that is everybody. Final 3. You guys went through the gauntlet. Jury, you didn't give them an easy time. It is time to claim a winner right now. Let's find out who it's going to be. Liam, you're up.
I know I gave my vote out at the beginning. Juliana really pled her case, and I think she was the most strategically rounded. Ryan, I agree with the statement of he definitely got lucky with some of the votes.
There are 2 rightful winners of this crown, but the true rightful one, he is the winner. He should win.
I'm voting for Ryan, Alyssa.
Yeah, not only one of my best friends, but just outside of that, I think you played the best game by far.
All right, for the last time this season, I'm going to tally the votes. Live studio audience, how you feeling? For the last time in Survivor Grand Rapids Fresh Meat, I will read the votes. They're looking for your name on the paper. First vote, Ryan. 1 vote Ryan. Juliana. 1 vote Ryan. 1 vote Juliana. Ryan. Ryan, that's 3 votes Ryan. 1 vote Juliana. Juliana, that's 2 votes Juliana, 3 votes Ryan. Juliana. That's 3 votes Ryan, 3 votes Juliana. Juliana. That's 4 votes Juliana, 3 votes Ryan. Ryan. That's 4 votes Ryan, 4 votes Juliana. Before the train came, 4 votes Ryan, 4 votes Juliana. Juliana, 5 votes Juliana, 4 votes Ryan, 1 vote left. The winner of Survivor Grand Rapids